And I'm going to tape this solution as much as I can today as well. So now I'm just going to distribute the negative 2 through here. And it's going to be 4 minus 2x squared plus 12x minus 18. And the only thing I have left to do is to add the 4 and the negative 18. So the other form of this particular quadratic function is going to be negative 2x squared. A lot of people forgot to pull the negative down when they did this. This is a problem that I graded. If you had everything complete except for the negative, I didn't take a point off. So this is going to be negative 2x squared plus 12x minus 14. That's the other form. And I will note that you are going to be allowed to use your graphing utility on the test, on the entire test Friday, the multiple choice and the free response. You will only have one period to do it. The free response probably is, I don't know, if it's not too bad. Drake, do you have this homework? Okay, put it down here right now, and I'm going to grade it real quick before I go through all the answers with you. And then the multiple choice should be quick. It won't take you that long. So you're probably going to need, I don't know if you're going to need the whole entire time. I'll let you start on it 5 minutes before, and we can go till 10 till. That gives you extra time. Here we go. You're going to need plenty of time to work on this. So if I definitely would start early, get here as soon as you can start at 5 till if you want. And then you can work on till you're going to need the entire class period. So I don't know if you're going to have to tell your second period, if you're going back to the high school, you're going to have to tell them you're going to probably be late or you're going to be late. You know, I've been letting you out early all semester. So, because we are due to go, we go 8 till 8:50. Okay, so determine if this function is concave up or concave down. Explain why. What you would have to do is you've got to state the A. It is concave down because A is negative, so it's concave down. Since A, which is equal to negative 2, is less than 0. That's why it's concave down. What's the vertex of this graph? The vertex of this graph is given to you in the vertex form. Right there it is. 3, 4. What's the minimum or maximum point? 3, 4. Not a trick question. Is it a minimum or a max? It is a max since it is concave down. And that's going to tell us about the range of that function as well. So what is the range since it's concave down? And if I did a little graph here, this point right here is 3, 4. And the range of that is going to be y such that y is less than or equal to 4. Find and give a verbal description of the average rate of change. I was well surprised. I glanced at that while I was quickly reviewing this assignment. And if you notice, the average rate of change from 2 to 4 is 0. So from 2 to 4, it's 0. So this guy right here, f of 4 minus f of 2, that was 0. 4 minus 2 is 2. That was 0. So this thing neither increases or decreases from, on average, neither decreases nor decreases from 2 to 4. I will let you look at the key for that. So that is, you will not have a question like that where the average rate of change is 0. There is an average rate of change on that, and I will look at the next average rate of change on the next page to point out again what points we will be looking for. Okay, I do want to go over this particular problem, number 2. So we're going to see the key for that. A lot of you did a good job. It's 0, doesn't change. So let's look at number 2. concentrate on number 2. The given graph, the quadratic function has vertex 2, 1, and the point 4, negative 3 is on the graph. Find the rule for the function. So basically, and it doesn't tell you to find the vertex rule or the standard rule, the vertex form or the standard rule. So what the heck? Let's just find the vertex form. So what we want to do here is we want to find this guy right here. Okay, so I need an A, I need an H, and I need a K, and I'm given the H and the K for this. The H and the K is 2, 1. So already I know this. Because this guy here is the HK by definition. Sorry, I was thinking about something. Okay, so tell me, before I even solve for the A, what is the nature of A? A has to be what? What kind of number does A have to be? It's going to have to be negative because this guy is concave up. So that's the first thing I need to realize, is that whenever I find A is going to have to be less than 0. And if A does not equal less than 0 when I do this mathematics, then I have made an error because this guy here is concave down. Here's what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to use the second condition. I'm going to put negative 3 in for the output and 4 for the input. So here I go. I'm going to put negative 3 for the output, 4 for the input, and I'm going to solve that for A. Well, 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 squared is 4. I'm going to subtract the 1 here, and looks like I'm going to get negative 4 is equal to 4A, and that tells me that negative 1 is equal to A. Okay. I need to write my final particular function, and here I go. It's going to be negative. You can write the negative 1 if you want. X minus 2 squared plus 1. And that's the rule for that function. If you want to write that in standard form, you can. But for this particular case, there would be no reason that you would want to do that. Find the x and y intercepts of this guy right here. Let's find the y-intercepts. There are some x and y-intercept problems on the particular final, so on this quarterly, so it might be a good idea to go over this. I find the y-intercepts by letting x equal 0. That's going to be easy. So if I let x equal 0, that says y is equal to negative 36. And the y-intercept then is going to be 0, comma, negative 36. To find the x-intercept, I let y equal 0, or the output equals 0, and I'm left with solving this equation. And look what I'm going to do real quick. I'm going to factor a 3 out of that bad boy. Okay, and we left one that factors pretty daggone easy, if I'm not mistaken. If I want to solve that, and if I divide both sides by 3, that's why the 3. So I'm actually just solving this. I can factor that real quick because I know two things that multiply together equal negative 12 to add up to negative 11. That's going to be x minus 12 x plus 1. Negative 12 plus 1 is negative 11. Negative 12 times 1 is negative 12. What does that tell me? That tells me that x is equal to 12, or x is equal to negative 1. Here are my x-intercepts then. 12, 0. Let's write these in red, please. Thank you. 12, 0, bam, and negative 1, 0. Are there any questions from that first page of the assignment? Mr. O'Brien should have posted. There's been, as we have stated, there's been a lot of confusion about this graphing calculator. He posted a link to that and directions on Google, on our Google Classroom. If you don't have a handheld, I'm going to tell you what, if you want a handheld, I can give you one for the year to use. I've passed some of them out. But if you want a handheld and you don't want to mess with the digital version, you please come to me. Come to the school, because I have a bunch of them at school. Okay, I have some here too. Come to after class. Okay, I think a handheld is, I don't know. You can use I can use the Go Guardian and watch you on the digital. Billy, would you like a handheld? I think I'll see you. You want a handheld? Okay, sweet. Anybody else? I know you're happy, aren't you, Will? You're always happy, and that's good. Thumbs up, I'm happy. I'm happy most of the time until Bella gets mad at me. Anybody else needs a handheld? All right, good deal. Okay, because you will need this. Let's go to the next page over this guy right here. Let's see, find the vertex of the graph, state the domain, state the range. These are not, the domain is not a trick question. The domain is all reals. I'm going to put that in there right now, not a trick question. Okay, find the vertex of this. What I need to do, here's the vertex, negative b over 2a, comma f of negative b over 2a, because this is in standard form. So there's the vertex. I need to pick everything out. A is equal to 2, b is equal to 4, and c is equal to negative 9. What is negative b? It's going to be negative b is going to be negative 4. Let's see here. It's going to be negative 4 over 4, which is going to be negative 1. F of negative 1 looks like it's going to be f of negative 1, negative 13, negative 11. Is that true? Is the vertex, let me see, look at Mr. O'Brien's key. Is that true, folks? So I can check my arithmetic, double check my arithmetic. Yes, it is. Okay, so the vertex then is going to be negative 1, negative 11. Here's the type of question that will be on this particular multiple choice. If you're given this quadratic in vertex form, can you find the range? Now, this is not in vertex form, but can you find the range? If I go back to this particular question, can you find the range of that with just looking at it? You should be able to. You should say, bam! The range is, wait a minute, it opens down, the range is less than or equal to 4. Bam, it should be that easy. That problem should be that easy, finding the range in vertex form. Once you have the vertex, you should be able to name the range as well. But you have to decide whether the graph opens up or down. Does this graph open up or down? It opens up because A, which is 2, is positive. So I know my range is going to be y is greater than or equal to negative 11. Yay or nay? All right. Solve this equation right here where f of x is equal to 2x squared plus 4x minus 9 is equal to 21. There's the equation for that. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not going to walk this through this problem because I want to get to the verbal description of the average rate of change. And I think the solutions, I would ask that you would look at the key. The solutions, if I'm not mistaken, you guys can check me. It's going to be negative 5, 21, and 321. Does that seem correct? Is the key correct for those of you that actually did this? Is the key correct? All right, thank you very much. Here is another multiple. I'm giving you the question. Here is another multiple choice question. Where's this function decreasing? Or it increasing? A quadratic, if it opens up, quadratic opens up, it decreases to the x-coordinate of the vertex and increases from the x-coordinate of the vertex greater. If it opens down, then it increases, then decreases. This is a very important problem for next year, very important, but it's easy. And it all lies in the vertex. Just like the range, we use the vertex. We use the vertex for decreasing and increasing. This guy is decreasing. Well, this thing opens up, so it's going to decrease first. So there's hardly no work. F of x is decreasing when x is less than -1. Bam. Bam. No work. Stop arguing. Here's your average rate of change. This particular problem is on the free response. Okay. Find and give a verbal description of the average rate of change in f of x from x equals -5 to x equals -2. So I need to find these values right here. I need to find f of -5. I need to find f of -2. And I will tell you that f of -5 is 21. The division 21. F of -2 is -9. So the average rate of change is going to be 21 minus -9 over 5 minus -2. Pardon me. Yeah. No, that would be correct. And that is going to be 30 over -5 minus 2. Thank you very much. It's 21 minus -9, -5 minus -2. And that's going to be 30 over -3, which is -10. Okay. Now I need to interpret that as far as the average rate of change. So here we go. And most of you did this very well. Here's what I need. I need the on average from x equals -5 to x equals -2. That's a point. What's happening? On average, from x equals -5 to x equals -2, f of x, does it increase or decrease on average? It decreases because the average rate of change is negative. So f of x decreases what? 10 y units per x unit. So where are the other 2 points come from? The other 2 points come, you need that, and then you need to talk about f decreasing, and you have to have the units or part. There are your 3 points for that right there. So you have to have the actual average rate of change. You have to talk about it on average from x equals -5 to x equals -2. F of x decreases 10 y units per x unit. I will tell you that the free response that you're going to be given is an application type problem, and the y units are some concrete type of units, and the x units are just not units. They are some units. They might be computers per balloons, or chairs per human, something like that. But you'll be able to read it. You'll be able to figure that out. Okay, so if I want to sketch this function, I think it looks something like this. -1, -11, it does this. I think this is -1, -11. Did I find the x-intercepts? I did find the x-intercepts. This is, I didn't find the x-intercepts, did I? Was I supposed to? I don't think I did, but here, this point right here is 0, -9. And I will let you refer to the key on that as well. Okay, this is something I'm going to tell you right now that we have not found where graphs intersect yet because we haven't had the graphing calculator. So right now, right now, I'm going to tell you, don't worry about this problem. Nobody is going to ask you. Now, we did this in Algebra 2 last year, didn't we? Find where two curves intersected with our graphing utility. As soon as we get back from fall break, we are going to pull the graphing calculators. We're going to go back in time. There was the last section in Unit 1 was how to find intersection points using your graphing calculator, mins and maxes, and the types of things that you're going to need to know. We are going to review that since everyone will have a graphing calculator. Right now, I would say, don't worry about this, okay?